Hidden History by Donald Jeffries. Page 69. In a U.S. State Department-sponsored speech to the Tavistock Group in 1961, Huxley issued this bleak forecast. There will be in the next generation or so a pharmacological method of making people love their servitude and producing dictatorship without tears, so to speak. Producing a kind of painless concentration camp for entire societies so that people will in fact have their liberties taken away from them, but will rather enjoy it. Because they will be distracted from any desire to rebel by propaganda, or brainwashing enhanced by pharmacological methods. And this seems to be the final revolution. The Tavistock Group in California shares the same name as England's Tavistock Institute, an outfit long associated with behavior modification and mind control. Page 74. Richard Nixon, Executive Order 11490. Jimmy Carter, Executive Order 12148. Page 121. Laetrile, the naturally occurring substance found in the kernels of apricots, peaches and almonds. Laetrile was effective in treating and preventing cancer. Page 134. The Spotlight, January 7 and 14, 1985, pages 31 and 38. December 8, 1984. The government agents fired incendiary missiles at the house and burned it to the ground. May 13, 1985, police eventually dropped a bomb from a helicopter, burning down more than 60 houses and resulting in the deaths of 11 group members. Page 135. On June 6, 1969, Pentagon spokesperson Dr. Donald MacArthur told Congress, within the next 5 to 10 years it would probably be possible to make a new infective microorganism which could differ in certain important aspects from any known disease-causing organism. Most important of these is that it might be refractory to the immunological and therapeutic processes upon which we depend to maintain our relative freedom from infectious disease. A research program to explore the feasibility of this could be completed in approximately 5 years at a total cost of $10 million. The HIV virus certainly fit that definition. Strecker had claimed the AIDS virus was in fact developed by the National Cancer Institute, in conjunction with the World Health Organization, at Fort Detrick, Maryland. Page 165. April 19, 1993, Seas gas, banned by the Geneva Convention for usage in warfare, was pumped into the building. Tanks battered the place in true Orwellian fashion, against American citizens on American soil. Page 185. On September 22, 1996, the New York Post described the FBI interviewing 154 credible witnesses who testified to seeing a missile heading through the sky just before Flight 800 exploded. The samples were covered with a bright red residue that had stained only 3 rows of seats in the plane. Sanders had one sample tested by an independent lab, and it was found to have elements consistent with the byproducts of a military-fueled rocket. Page 195. Jim Keith, Biowarfare in America and Mass Control, Engineering Human Consciousness. Page 256. Biowarfare investigator Patricia Dole, PhD, claimed that there was a history of people connected to Howard Hughes Medical Institute being murdered. Page 257. Dean Corp, a huge company handling data processing for many federal agencies, including the CDC, the Department of Agriculture, several branches of the Department of Justice, the Food and Drug Administration (FDA), and the NIH, was awarded $322 million contract on November 12, 2001, to develop, produce, test and store FDA-licensed vaccines for use by the Defense Department. Page 266. Black activists such as Dick Gregory demanded an explanation. Page 308. KithJacked.com published an article on March 24, 2005 about gruesome medical experimentation being done on foster children in New York City. A powerful documentary on this issue called Guinea Pig Kids aired on the BBC in England and other parts of Europe. But no part of the American mainstream media covered the story of these inhumane experiments being done inside their country, funded by their government.
Page 317. This is well known among our principal men now engaged in forming an imperialism of capitalism to govern the world. By dividing the people we can get them to expand their energies in fighting over questions of no importance to us except as teachers of the common herd. Page 257. Independent researchers would later report that the anthrax that killed several Americans had come from US military sources connected to CIA research. Biowarfare facility. While smallpox had been eradicated by 1977, according to the World Health Organization, USA Today reported on the 17th of October, 2001 that the US government was ordering 300 million doses of smallpox vaccine from a British manufacturer.